Welcome, or shall I say bienvenidos, to the Magic Marine Daily Show. Reporting from Buenos Aires, Argentina, I'm your host, Katie Nastro. This week, the sailors flocked to South America for the 2015 49er and 49er FX World Championships. Not only will we crown the 2015 World Champions here, but this regatta will also give the chance to non-qualified countries to gain a spot into Rio. Confused at how it all breaks down? Yeah, I was too. But don't worry, we've mapped it all out for you in today's feature. Take a look. Only 20 teams get the chance to represent their country in the 2016 Rio Olympics. So far, we know Brazil gets an automatic bid for hosting, whereas 2 teams from Oceania and 8 teams from Europe have already qualified from the 2014 Worlds in both 49er and 49er FX classes. So, how are the remaining 9 spots determined, you ask? Brace yourself, it's going to get tricky. 3 more teams are slated to qualify here in Buenos Aires, leaving the 6 remaining slots to be determined at future continental qualifiers. At continental qualifiers, only countries from the corresponding continent are eligible if they haven't already qualified. But if the continental berths go unclaimed, they then revert back to these 2015 championships in Buenos Aires. So, it's likely we will see more than the anticipated 3 berths announced from this World Championship. Let's use the 49er fleet as an example to explain. Standouts to watch in the men's fleet are Germany and Poland, who've each had 2 teams in the medal race at recent Europeans. Let's say they both qualify. Sweden and Argentina are close behind with notable performances in 2015 regattas, as well as the recent South Americans. If Sweden takes the 3rd spot, that leaves Argentina in a pool with Uruguay and Chile, the remaining countries vying for 1 South American continental spot. However, if Argentina qualifies, then Sweden remains in the continental European pool, while the 2 remaining South American teams go head-to-head. But let's say no one from Oceania competes in the next scheduled continental qualifier. Then this spot goes to the 4th highest placing team here. Using our example, both Sweden and Argentina could potentially qualify, leaving other countries from their respective continents a fighting chance. For the women's fleet, it's much more difficult to isolate which teams are most likely to gain qualifying places. Realistically, each team is in contention if the regatta goes the right way for them. Local Argentinian favorites Vicky Travasco and Sol Bronze, who took 3rd at the recent South Americans, have had the best results thus far this season. With a larger percentage of 49er FX teams making Gold Fleet, it's way more likely we will see tighter results than in the men's fleet. Within either fleet, though, the results are going to get pretty interesting. Hopefully that video summed it all up for you. Joining me now in the studio, we have Brazil's own Marco Gurel in the 49er fleet. And in the 49er FX fleet, we have Helena Ness from Norway. Guys, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, you feeling good? Yeah, good.
Yeah, excited. Yeah, it's nice place to be sailing at. Except for the brown water, but like club is awesome. The chill we have on the club is really nice. So really happy to be sailing these days, and we've had really nice training. So
Good.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so touching back to our feature video, did either of you understand the Olympic qualification system when it was first explained to you?
I thought I did. I know there's 3 spots going out here, but I didn't know about the 2 extra spots that might happen if some nations qualify in a different way. I'm not really sure, but we're just going for the 1st spot, and then we're all good.
Marco, what about you?
Well, I know there are the continental spots being raced here, so like for us it's completely different trial. So over here it's going to be our decision regarding who's going to be the chosen one from the country, from Brazil.
Yes.
And like we've been thinking about that since the beginning of the campaign. So our trial, our races were always like trying to do as best as we could, but always thinking about our other mates from Brazil. And yeah, that's basically it. Like we had the South Americans before, and the Worlds here are going to be the second race, second step of that sequence, and then we have the 3rd final race in Rio in December.
Okay, So for Brazil's qualifications, this is basically the make it or break it for your boat.
Yeah, this is make it or break it, especially because the world has a bigger weight on the trials. Like you have, it's hard to explain, but we have points regarding whoever comes first, and it's not just coming first. You can win here if you haven't won the South Americans or the regatta in December. So yeah.
So in terms,
it's definitely important event for us.
Yes, definitely. So Helena, for you, this regatta is a little bit different in talking about the 2015 Worlds here in Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
So Norway has yet to qualify in terms of gaining a berth for Norway's
country spot.
Yep.
So that's what we're aiming to do here, and we've got 2 good teams at the moment. And I think if we sail the way we usually do and have a consistent regatta, it should be okay.
So you feel confident that your boat's going to get the job done?
I don't feeling too confident might be a bit dangerous, but of course we just got to do our best, and I think if we do our best, that should be good enough to get a country spot.
Great, awesome. So let's talk a bit about, earlier in the month we had the 2015 South Americans here in Buenos Aires again. Let's talk about a little bit about this regatta. This regatta more or less was viewed as a training regatta. What was the vibe going on? Can you, each of you, talk about what you felt out on the race course?
For us, it was mostly just getting back into racing and getting to know the area and the courses we were sailing on. We didn't put too much pressure on ourselves and didn't focus so much on the results. So yeah, we were just trying to learn as much as we could and just getting more knowledge and getting ready for the real thing.
So you felt like the South Americans were a good kind of testing ground?
Yeah, a warm-up. A really good warm-up.
Yeah, good. We love warm-ups.
Yeah, it's good to have. I think it was different for these guys.
Yeah, Marco.
So I've heard.
Yeah, like I pretty much had the most intense race of my life so far.
Oh, tell us more.
No, it was just nerve-wracking just to like be on the trial, and it's a regatta that, except for us both, I think everybody was training, was using as a training event.
Yep.
And I know everybody wants to win, but we had a lot of things at stake. So yeah, we're happy to have won that first part of the Olympic selection. So yeah, ended up really good.
Yeah. So going into the 2015 Worlds, you're feeling the pressure?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was the first event, and we started really bad. We started quite far behind them, and we had a nice catch up in the end. So I think all the pressure is now.
It's on.
It's on, but it's now a bit gone. So I think it's just focusing on doing our best. We know we can do a lot better than we had on the South Americans, starting the way we started. So
yeah, and if you guys win, you can breathe.
Yeah, sort of.
Sort of. All right, so wrapping it all up, we're going into the 2015 Worlds. It's a big regatta for a lot of people. A lot of people are vying for those 3 extra spots, possibly 4 or 5. In terms of your specific fleets, give us, who we should be looking out for. Of course, you guys.
For
definitely.
the country spots or for the overall results?
Either or. Let's talk about everything.
I think the country spots, it might depend on what conditions we have. I know there's a few teams that's real good in the light breeze, and then I think if it gets some wind, it might be a bit of a change.
Yeah.
But my guess would be Argentina, Norway, and Finland.
Of course, Norway.
Of course.
Awesome.
Yeah, and for the overall results, I think Brazil is always
definitely one to
safe
watch.
guess. Yeah,
great. Marco?
Well, I will probably say Argentina too. Like the men's are sailing really well, and it's their home venue. So yeah, a bit of an advantage if that could be called an advantage. But yeah, I think the Argies have been sailing really well the last events. As all the South American fleet, I think we are all sort of rising on the fleet. Like we've coming from zero.
0 to hero.
Most of the sailors, I think, as the girls started this campaign, so we had like no knowledge in the 49, especially. I had a bit of knowledge, but I was crewing before.
Okay.
I'm now helming,
Wow.
and that helped. But just in the beginning, like from now on it's just experience, and I think there are a lot of teams that have showed up a lot of good racing so far. So like I probably consider Pete and Blair the favorites. They haven't won any event. They haven't won lost any event so far. So I think they are the great favorites. The Austrians have done a great job lately. We've seen in the South Americans with them both being the podium. So yeah, I'd guess the Austrians, and you have also Nathan, America's Cup sailors. Yeah, I think the regatta is going to be really hard. A lot of potential, a lot of good sailors, and let's see who plays it well.
Yeah, but you guys are excited, ready to just get it going?
Yeah, I think we're ready. Like, I feel pretty confident. Yeah. I'm a bit more relaxed now.
Good.
It depends where we are, but checking out like all the local spots and go to cafes and
Eating a lot of steak here.
yeah. I haven't actually had that much meat.
Oh,
But,
girl, get on it.
it's on the list. It's on the list. Yeah.
Great. Marco, what do you do to de-stress?
Well, I don't know. Probably everything that is not regarding sailing. So yeah. I think we're so onto it that sometimes having a bit off is good, and that could be, I don't know, even playing sports or doing activities. I love tennis. Like I love a lot of things to do that are quite tiring, but you just feel
things.
yeah, you just feel, I think, mentally out of it. So I think that's the most important thing for us.
Great. Awesome. Well, thank you guys both for being here. We really appreciate it. We will definitely be looking out for these two boats in the 2015 Worlds here in Buenos Aires. Check out all the action from the day and all of our daily shows at 49er.org, and of course, all of our social media channels. Adios.